What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. My name is Profit Eneh and I'm a relationship coach. I basically help people build a relationship. I react to videos that help you learn because sometimes all these things are just BS. So before we jump into today's video, do well to subscribe, hit the notification button so that you will be notified the next time I upload a video, and do well to like this video if you enjoy my reaction, my commentary, and if you learn something amazing from this video. Don't forget to share and make your friends see this because I know they'll be learning a lot. So today we'll be looking at some of these women that basically just leave their marriage because I don't know. Anyway, let's watch.
Jenny, how old are you, honey?
I'm 34.
34. What you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse. You have any kids?
I have a 2-year-old son.
Okay. Why you not with the dad?
I was a house. He wanted me to be a housewife when we first met, and I decided to kind of change and wanted a career, and he didn't want that for me, so he gave me an ultimatum, and it's to stay at home and be a housewife or leave and have a career. So I left.
Oh,
Girl, we want to smack you in the face right now.
interesting.
So let me ask you this: was he paying all the bills?
He was.
So, and did you, when you guys got married, that was the plan?
Yes.
Oh, that was the plan.
So basically, you had him, your husband. He was your husband.
Mhm.
So he was your husband.
Yes.
You guys had a family.
Yes.
You agreed to be a stay-at-home
Yes.
mom. What
Okay,
made you
that
want to
makes
get a
sense.
job?
Yeah. Why I'm reacting that makes sense is because I wanted to say something earlier because I understand that we are in a world where women work and men work. So different women want different things. So there are some women that want to be stay-at-home wife, and that's perfectly okay. While there are some women that want to go out there and work, which is still perfectly okay. We're in a world where people can decide on what to do. We're in a world where some men want their wives to work, and men that want their wives to be stay-at-home mom, and that's okay. Like, I mean, there is no like one fixed rule that this is how it must be, because we're in a world where most home require double income to be able to sustain their family. So it's okay and fine if that's the case. So what I wanted to say earlier when I started watching this was I thought like the lady was a career person and the man kind of forced her into being a stay-at-home mom. There and then I would say that's a problem, because I mean, we can't meet people knowing fully well that this is what they want to do, and then when they are doing that because you got married to them, now you want them to change entirely. No, that doesn't make sense. So I always say, if you're a man and you want a stay-at-home wife, make sure that you are marrying a woman who has the plan or vision, or like that's what she wants to do. She wants to be a stay-at-home wife. Go for that kind of woman. And if you are a man and you want your wife to work, make sure you go for a woman that wants to have a career and work, not a woman that just wants to be a stay-at-home mom. Because I think that's the problem that happens with a lot of people, where they get married and they want to change their partner to become what they don't even have plans of being. And I understand also that in between there could be negotiation of these things changing, but then it all boils down to understanding. So I think that's what I want to reference to when it comes to what she was saying.
You agree to be a stay-at-home
Yes.
mom. What made you want to get a job?
When I had to constantly ask for a couple of dollars to do stuff, when it was no, I can't do certain things that I wanted, when it was no, we don't have enough money to do activities because, one income. And I'm like, well, this is not the lifestyle that I want to live. Like, I just don't want to sit at home and fold clothes and not actually date and have the extra money to do stuff. Like, I just didn't want to fold clothes all day long. I'm sorry.
All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for now?
I mean, yeah, I understand what she's saying. Like, sometimes when you listen to this, you don't just blame one person, because most time when a marriage ends, sometimes it doesn't always mean that it's one person's fault. There are possibility that the man could have been a contributor to whatever make the whole relationship go bad or the marriage go bad, and the woman also contribute to it. I know there are events where it's just one person, but there are also events where it's both people now being able to compromise or like help each other out in situations that would have helped them have a better marriage or relationship. So in this case, I understand what she means by having to beg for those money to be able to buy things, because as a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife, basically you're not really earning money, yeah, and you probably have, or all the time, depend on whatever the guy makes, for you to be able to take care of the family. And also that also boils down to taking care of yourself, to buying stuff for yourself. When you have your own money, you understand, when you have your own money, you can do stuff for yourself without having to depend on anybody else. So if I think the man might have done, or the man did something wrong, if that was the case where she actually wants to like buy stuff but she couldn't because of the restriction that comes with having to beg for those money or whatever. I believe that even if a wife is a stay-at-home mom, she should also have free license to accessing the money just like the man, because I think we need to start understanding that being a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean you don't have a say in the family finance. No, you have a say. You should probably have control over that too, because you are playing a role that the man is not playing. So at the end of the day, it's like both of you coming together, playing different roles but still working together as one. And I also understand that maybe the case might be in, because what we see in this generation, it might be that the man is providing enough and everything is being paid for, but then she probably wants to spend extravagantly or spend what they don't have and do all those crazy shopping spree and all those stuff. And the man has looked at things and know that, okay, no, we can't be doing this, we have to manage. So it's also important that you set ground rules for how this money is being spent. So I don't know their situation. I don't know their kind of events. Maybe money was tight, or maybe things are not really going all that good. So the man was trying to manage. So that's why I said it goes both ways, and it requires two people to actually make compromise, watch where each other is coming from, and also be able to be considerate about the other person. So yeah, I mean, I understand what she's saying to an extent. So if it's the man being controlling in that aspect, that might be a problem. But let's keep watching and see.
I just didn't want to fold clothes all day long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for now, honey?
Don't hate me for this,
She's
but
about saying something crazy.
I want somebody that's a little bit lit and turned up. My husband was boring. I know, don't judge me. Don't do that. He
Okay.
was super boring.
Okay,
We
now we're
didn't
saying the
dance. He
truth.
didn't like music, like a little ratchet music. He didn't let me wear tight clothes or anything like that. So
Okay.
I kind of want to be a little ratchet with my next dude.
So you have this
Okay.
good ass
Okay.
man.
You know, sometimes that's the thing about some of these stories. Like sometimes they tell a part of the story and you feel sorry for them, but then later on they actually say the actual truth. That's why most times when it comes to counseling, there's this thing we normally do. We say there is the man's truth, there's the woman's truth, and then there's the real truth. Now she's coming up with the real truth. What she gave us previously was her version of truth of what's happening, or her version of things, like trying to, because sometimes when people tell their own truth, they try to play innocent, they paint the other person as bad, but then when we pressure as marriage coaches, when we pressure as relationship coaches, we start to uncover the real truth. And here she does expose the real truth. She actually, I would say a larger portion of the reason why she left this marriage is because she said that the husband is boring and she wants a ratchet dude. She wants to be ratchet. He tells her what to not wear, those tight clothes. It's just so strange to me how people get into a relationship but they still want to be single. Like, now you're single, why not just wear all those tight things? Do you need to have a man in your life and also do all those things? You can be single and be happy and do whatever you want to do without having anybody bother you with what you wear and all this kind of stuff. Now you're saying it, you had a good guy, you had a very nice guy that laid down principles and all those kind of stuff, but then you don't want that guy because he's boring. Now you want a ratchet dude, a dude that will give you emotional roller coaster. Why do some women, I know it's not all, why do some women like guys that give them emotional roller coaster? It's just super confusing, because you had peace but you felt like the peace you had is boring. Now you want craziness, you want things that go out of control. Man, it's crazy.
I kind of want to be a little ratchet with my next dude.
So you have this good ass man. Might have been boring, but a good man, married you, was your husband, took care of all the bills, probably wasn't that lit. Got divorced. Now y'all here in the streets, and you about to meet these ratchet.
Let's hold on. Let's. I want to be clear about one
She's
thing. He
about
was
being
extremely
defensive now.
controlling when it comes to like. So one of his rules was I can't have long hair because it reminds him of strippers. Another rule was he gave me a rule on how far I can drive away from the house.
Did you guys just notice the deflection right now? Did you just notice the deflection? A lot of manipulative women do this. Women who never want to take accountability for what they have done. You see how this lady was like, oh, so you had a nice dude, a dude that paid the bills and took care of you, but just that maybe he was boring. Instead of acknowledging, yes, this is what I did, or maybe this is part of what I did, or maybe this is what is happening, she went into the defensive mode immediately. Like, yeah, he also did this, he's controlling his this, he gave me these rules, he doesn't want me having long hairs and other stuff. What happened to actually taking in what is being said, admit that this is where you actually we are wrong before you now start all this other blame game? Because it's more of like, deflect it now. It's not me, it's him, it's him. Because it was about becoming her being the problem, but then she had to deflect it to be him. This is a very big problem in our society. Men do this, women do this, but we see it majorly with women when it comes to, like, because of their emotional side, they always try to deflect. I saw a video the other day where the woman said that she doesn't like being told that she's wrong. That's why she always goes into the defensive mode, even when she knows that she's wrong. Not all women are like this. I know there are exceptions, people that have grown, matured, understand their what emotional intelligence is all about. But there are still ones like this who you think that they are old enough to know that these things are wrong, but they still do it anyway. You see the deflection? I hope you guys just saw the deflection here.
His rules was I can't have long hair because it reminds him of strippers. Another rule was he gave me a rule on how far I can drive away from the house. He also said no social media. He also said no tight clothes, no long nails. He gave me rules.
Okay, so
Don't
now
like
that you give me
rules.
more context, I'm gonna take good man out because that's some crazy shit. Do you want more kids?
Take good men out, because that's not what you're not looking for. A good man, you're just looking
Don't
for
hate me
ratchet
for
guys.
this, but I said no to the first one. Love my son, but I said no to the first one. So I don't want any more kids. You can have kids. I can love them like they're mine.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Like 3 weeks ago.
They're still sleeping around.
I think we fed off of our loneliness. Like, he was complaining that his wife died 2 years ago. I was complaining I was lonely. We was nice to each other, so we had a good time.
So is he an option for something more just like real?
No, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. And I don't want to put this type of pressure on him in a sense of like, pack up your wife's shit. How do you say that to someone whose wife?
Dang.
I know, so I don't want to say that, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, you know what? It was nice, and when you're ready, call me when it's gone.
Isn't this just so weird? Like, how do people just go about sleeping around with people they don't like, are not married to, first of all, before we even talk about people that they don't have anything with? Because you're lonely, I guess that's how some of them do it, and then they get pregnant, and then they also become single mothers and all those stuff. Can't we just keep sex for marriage? Can't we just do that? I don't know. Like, some of these things, they just annoy me, because people keep making the same mistake over and over again. You see somebody make a mistake, you then go along and make that same exact mistake. So we have seen it. This is like I said earlier, the deflection. I don't know. The man might have rules that might look very strange, like not having social media or not driving out, all this kind of stuff. If those were true, maybe those look extreme. I don't know. I feel like because we are all human beings, we have social lives, we relate with people, we should have freedom. Even if you're married, you should have freedom to go out, come in, and all those stuff. So I understand there might be weird rules and regulations that come in, but then at the end of the day, you also have to look at those rules and see if they are like things that are meant to protect you, and also like understand the reason behind the rules. If it's a selfish reason, if it's a awkward reason, if it's a stupid reason, then you go back and negotiate with your partner to see how that goes. That's why I say communication is very, very important. We all know this, that communication is important, but then it seems like we're not communicating. People are not talking to each other, and people are not even willing to listen to each other. They just want to set rules, do whatever they want to do. This one wants to be married and single at the same time. You want to dress ratchet, you want to wear tight clothes for what? What's your reason? Why? I mean, it's crazy. It's wide out here. I don't know how you people do it, but it's super super
Is it
super
just
weird.
me, or you be talking to somebody or even dating somebody, right? And be so in love, like just love this motherfucker. See absolutely no wrong in them, just love them. Then one day you're just like, I don't like you no more. We could be having a good day. And I just be like, I don't like you no more. I don't like the person you are. I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way you think. I just don't like you. So I want to leave. Just like that. Like, I want to
And you
go.
leave.
I don't want to talk anymore. Is that just me?
It's not just you. I think this is the case for most people. Men do it, women do it, and women do it mainly because, or I would say, people that do it actually mainly are people who define love as a feeling. People who have this ideology that love is a feeling you feel like you have never felt before. So they roll with the feelings. They like this guy, they like this lady, but then once that feeling disappear, they start acting weird. So that's what I don't want to say it's just one gender, but we know that when if we want to make it gender wise, we know that women are the more emotional side, and I've seen it a lot. Like these other ladies, sometimes they leave for not just good reason. Like they just wake up and then leave. That's why I am one of those people that say this. I can only be with somebody that loves me as much as I love the person. You know all this a woman should love more, a guy should love more, and all those kind of stuff. I don't really believe in it because I know that if things are not well um done, if things are not well done, it doesn't end well in this sense, because you see a guy love a woman so much and does everything, and then she takes him for granted and acts weird, or you see a woman love a guy so much and then he takes her for granted and acts very stupid. So for me, it's usually like it has to I'm not saying it has to be equal because there's nothing to measure it, but both of you need to be crazy about each other. Like that's how it should be. If you notice that you are loving this woman so much and she's not reciprocating, I feel like you should be worried. You should be worried. Or if you're loving that man so much and he's not like giving you a similar energy, you should be worried, because they can wake up one morning and I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm out here. And also, like, you need to understand people's definition or idea what they mean by when they say they love you. Are they talking about feelings? Because these things are infatuation, sex. That's what they're talking about. Eros. That's what they're talking about. And the moment they get that and they are done with it, they jump off the window. They leave you there alone. So, I mean, there are a lot of people that do what this lady just said. They operate with feelings. You should avoid those people. And it's very, very important that as a guy, when you're pursuing a lady, if she's making you work so hard to get her, don't pursue that relationship anymore. Don't pursue that relationship anymore, because it's more for them, it's more of like a power dynamic. They make you work so hard, and when you do that, it shows like how much you care about her. Then some of them tend to start misbehaving. But then if a lady, a matured lady, a matured guy who actually likes you, when you have conversation with them, they don't make you work so hard for it. They reciprocate your energy, and both of you are able to work together in harmony. That's my point. So who loves more, or the guy or the lady, those are recipe for disaster. But I'm about saying something that contradicts me a little bit, but I kind of feel that way. Even if there should be anybody that loves more, I feel like the woman should love more, because um let me leave it that way. Let me leave it that way. I mean, when you think about it, the way people up and leave their marriages today, you hardly see a man up and leave his marriage. But the way some women up and leave their marriages, relationship, it's just super weird that you really want to be in at a place where she like loves you more, like committed to you, that she can't leave. But then when you think about it that way, you also see that even though that men don't up and leave their marriage, most of them end up cheating. Not all of them, not all men cheat, not all men cheat. Like we have a good number of them that do. So when the lady is all about him, yeah, men do that. They might not leave the marriage, but then they cheat. Well, anyway, so that's why at the end of the day, like I said, ensure that both of you are crazy about each other. I think that's the base. That work. That's what works. That's what works. So I mean, yeah, you have heard it. It's crazy out here. So my advice at the end of this video today is to make sure that Understand what your partner defines as love. Are they talking about emotions, feelings, or are they talking about the love, making a decision to choosing you, being with you, and just you and you alone? Also, make sure that you're not trying to be in a relationship but you still want to operate as a single person. It doesn't work. Marriage doesn't work that way. If you still want to operate as a single person, stay single. Don't get married. Do all your crazy stuff, but I hope that when you do it, after doing the crazy stuff, that you still find a husband or a wife. But I don't know, for people that will choose you. And lastly, I will say in today's video is that please, please, and please, and please, stop leaving your marriage for weird reasons. Stay in your marriage, stay in your relationship, and sort this minor issue. Communicate and sort these minor issues out. You people keep saying that the dating pool is messy, it's crazy out here. Yeah, we know it's crazy out here. So when you have those things, work on it, make it healthy so that you'll be able to stay in it. Ensure that you are getting married or you're getting in a relationship with somebody that you can actually work with, communicate with, be vulnerable with, willing to adjust, willing to compromise for each other, and make sacrifices for each other. That's what love is all about. So I believe that you guys have learned from this video today. Do well to subscribe if you have not done so. Hit the notification button so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and I know you'll be blessed. Check out the next two videos that will be popping up on my screen. Do well to watch those two videos and you'll be blessed. See you guys in the next video. Bye.